Urek Mazino. Urek Mazino, Urek Mazino, is an irregular, currently 4th in rank. He was the strongest active ranker before Zahard became active once again. He is also the most recent person to be part of the top 5 high rankers inside the tower. He is considered to be on the same level as Phantaminum by weaker rankers, however, his true rank is almost impossible to determine in terms of the top 4 ranks because the top 2 rankers are inactive and thus, cannot be compared with Urek. He mentioned to Baum on the 43rd floor that they would meet again later on the 77th floor, then left the floor. His current location is unknown. At some point, Urek tracked Phantaminum and followed him inside the tower. It took Urek only 50 years to pass every test and climb all the way up to the top of the tower. He is recorded as the fastest person to climb the inner tower through an orthodox method, and it would probably be accurate to say he scaled the tower faster than Zahard himself. During his climb, Urek took Ari Han's special test on the 100th floor. The task was for Urek to endure his attacks for 10 minutes, but Urek fought evenly and passed Ari Han's special test, causing him to become the most famous ranker in the tower as a result. After becoming a ranker, Urek used his reward from the test and took control of the 77th floor. He then transferred the control again to Beck Ryan, who set up the stronghold of the Wulhaksong there. There was a time when Urek, who had a complaint about his rank being lower than Phantaminum's, broke into the ranking administration office, captured Robert Asan and threatened him to raise his rank. To Urek, who asked, "Have you ever seen me fight Phantaminum?" Asan answered briefly and without hesitation, "You will be the loser." Urek Mazino, shocked, could do nothing but go home bitterly. As a result of this incident, a number of jokes about Mazino emerged and nicknames like Urek Maluser and Loser Mazino appeared. This climaxed into the production of comic strips featuring the incident, which Beck Ryan said would prove quite useful in the treatment of chronic depression. It appears that Urek has managed to get over this incident. Urek's appearance on the tower upset the high ranker rankings, which had been frozen for quite some time. At some point, he fought the high ranker Quadrado and took the ignition weapon Chronos from him. Appearance and personality. Urek is a tall man, noted to be handsome. He has blonde hair, piercing red eyes and a well-defined musculature with a tattoo of his name and the winged tree symbol on his back. He generally wears a snapback backward on his head and has a rapper look about him. Urek is said to have a ruthless personality, leading him to be respected by all those who dare call themselves men, and at the same time seems to be disliked by seemingly every woman he meets. He is also shown to be extremely confident to the point of arrogance, often ridiculing the efforts of those who were no match for him. He is really childish in the ways of women, often getting rejected and trying to approach every female he encounters. This can be seen when he saves Hayura and Mizing on Floor of Death. Despite his ruthlessness and boastful nature, he still wants to help others and friends in need. He will also help strangers if he thinks they are worthy to be helped. He respects one's courage, determination, and nobility. He is also not entirely without mercy, as he was willing to spare Team Tangsoyuk if they were willing to give up the Zygenas flower. Even with all his arrogance, Urek does not consider those beneath him as bugs like Gustang did, with it being the main reason why he despises the Pobydov family head. In the hidden floor, his enemy Data, which is a version of himself, is much smaller, like a child. He has a scar on his face due to the errors the real Urek Mazino created back when he was a regular in the hidden floor. Sobriquet. Urek's sobriquet is Ray Barracuda, Ray Barracuda. Ray refers to his combat style, in which he fires Shinsu at the speed of light. Barracuda is the name of the most aggressive and ferocious white steel eel in the tower. Although his formal sobriquet is Ray Barracuda, just Barracuda can also refer to Urek in the tower. As the second strongest currently active ranker, just under Zahard himself as of recently, as an irregular and as one of the founders of the Wulhaksong, Urek Mazino is one of the most influential and feared people inside the tower. Moreover, it is not an overstatement to say that his every single move affects the future of the tower. Powers and abilities. As the holder of rank 4 in the entire tower, Urek holds a vast amount of power and skill, easily outmatching almost everyone in agility, strength, Shinsu control, and many other fields of battle, and is also extremely skilled and aggressive in almost every position in the tower, his main position being fisherman. Urek Mazino, while standing on his final position, had once knocked down a light bearer who was also on their final position. Figuratively speaking, it's similar to a goalkeeper scoring a goal from across the entire field. After entering the tower, he was able to pass all of the floors to become a ranker, the fastest out of anyone in the tower's history, taking only a tenth of the average time people usually scale the tower in, 50 years. Prior to the Zygina's flower test on the 21st floor, Urek killed several rankers that were sent after him and soon after easily beat back Team Tangsoyuk and nearly killed Bomb with a single tremendous attack, although Bomb managed to scratch him before going down and he was protecting Mizeng. Immense physical strength. Urek has shown extraordinary levels of monstrous physical strength to the point that despite limiting himself to a max of 1% power output and using only his index finger, Urek still managed to effortlessly overpower Karaka, hitting him with a shockwave that cleaved Karaka's body and devastated the area. Hoichine noted that he would have been killed by the attack as well, had he not been shielded. Immense Shinsu resistance and durability. Urek has demonstrated unseen levels of immense Shinsu resistance. He can effortlessly resist almost any lighthouses to the point that he openly brags on how useless lighthouses are against him and has claimed that even Opera can only stop him for more than 0.001 seconds. In a later fight, he came out completely unscathed from Karaka's Shinsu attack, and later on was again completely unhurt by Karaka's self-explosion, casually shrugging it off while protecting Ha-Yura, Mizeng, and Wangnan. Extraordinary speed and agility. People who have seen Urek Mazino in combat have evaluated his combat style as aggressive, ferocious and fast, but very beautiful. Mazino has enough raw speed of movement in that he can travel roughly 50 meters from one stance to a mid-air kick in a literal instant. Shinsu Mastery. Urek is extremely proficient in the use of Shinsu, manifesting it in the form of a yellow-white hue, as he has been seen to be capable of controlling Shinsu with great ease, as if by pure bodily instincts, to tremendous effect, able to create large explosions and powerful bongs as well as greatly enhance his punches with minimum effort and can unleash Shinsu at the speed of light, an ability that is fired with enough power that even specialized equipment cannot block it, as shown when he fires a massive white Shinsu beam that obliterates two rankers before they could even get close. Shinsu reading. Urek was able to detect the power of Red Thrissa inside Bomb's body. Flight. Like most rankers in general, Urek can also fly, levitate and stand in mid-air as if he is standing on solid ground. Wunsel. Urek created a white round barrier to protect Jia Wangnan and Yeo Mizeng from his attack when he intended to kill Karaka and White. Supreme King's Scorching Fist of Death. Peiwanjialsagwan, probably a technique in which Shinsu is gathered entirely into the fist and released in a giant explosion. Urek claims it is a legendary technique. Even while he massively held back the strength of the technique, it was powerful enough that Urek was able to easily severely injure someone of Viol's level of Shinsu resistance in a single strike, although it should be noted that Viol was shielding Yeo Mizeng and was not fully focused, but it would have made little difference. Spatial Distortion. Urek is able to distort space in order to quickly travel across far distances. As Gustang noted, it is a very dangerous technique and can have serious consequences for every organism on a floor.
If you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later, bye bye.